What's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Thursday, Wake Up Barstool. We got a really good show planned for you today, okay? We got SLU coach Josh Schertz coming by a bit later. He's going to be in studio. Slew, Carson, okay? I'm sorry. We got Todd McShay breaking down his mock 2.0. We're talking Super Bowl with the new boys. Check this out. If I make this shot, it's going to be a very good show. If I miss it, you're not going to laugh. You're going to have a terrible time. It's going to be a terrible show. Let's go. Bang! Wake Up starts now. What's happening, y'all? Welcome to Wake Up Barstool Thursday. We got another motley crew here today. How about that, Chief? You bum.
How many takes was that?
That was live.
Why did you run in here immediately before the show when you recorded that 10 minutes ago?
That's not true, guys. Guys.
There's no chance.
This is
off-camera.
We watched
shooting.
you out there missing. Hey,
that's not true.
I'll give you this. You made the one that counted. It was clutch, but all the other ones we saw on camera were bricks.
I don't even know why we're talking about this right now. The Dow is over 50,000, and all you guys want to talk about is did I miss or make the free throw?
Do we want to do?
I made the free throw live. What's up, y'all? T-Bob Aver, we got Big T, we got Chief, we got Jersey Jerry here on this Thursday. It's going to be a ton of fun. How we doing, boys? Good to see everyone.
Feel great.
Yeah,
Feeling
ready
great?
to roll. Really good.
Ready to roll.
Okay, so I got to be honest. How this media thing works is like, you know, people tune in for what, like maybe like 8 minutes of the show and then bail, and we have new crews in here every day, and so it's kind of a weird thing where we can almost have the same conversations, but they're filtered through new lenses. But again, I show up today, and our conversational points are, what do you think about the Super Bowl? Was it a bad Super Bowl? Is Sam Darnold good? I got to get this off my chest, boys. I'm sick of it. I liked it. I liked the Super Bowl, okay?
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going.
It wasn't the highest quality game, sure. But the pomp and circumstance was fun. The flyover was cool. All the stars were cool. The stage was good. The cameras were good. 4K. The production value of the halftime show was great.
One bombers, pretty sick.
Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. Like, how about we just give a little credit? How about we just inject an ounce of positivity into the world?
How about we tell the truth? All that stuff is correct. The game sucked.
Yeah,
the most important part sucked.
Here we go.
The most important part sucked.
Here we go, dude.
Everything else was great, though.
The MVP could have been a kicker.
Good. Special teams, special players. Look, we know, man, the third phase of the game, we want to ignore it all year round. Sorry if it shows up in the biggest stage and wins the game.
When coaches talk about that, they're not talking about kickers, though.
What about punters? Dixon was incredible.
He was incredible.
He's the highest paid punter in the NFL. He's the only player on the Seahawks who is the highest paid at his position in the entire league. So you guys hated the Super Bowl too?
It was very boring to me.
Yeah, it was.
I think I'll say it sucked.
It did suck.
It sucked.
It wasn't a good game. I didn't find it entertaining. It was really never in doubt. Like you had to try to, do some mental Patriots math where it's like, well, they did 28-3 and now they've cut it to 12 in the fourth quarter. It was never in doubt. It was boring the whole time.
Okay, here, I'm done with that side of the room. We need positivity. There's only one person I go to when I need to inject a little sunshine. That's Big T. Mm-hmm. Two shot here. Okay, just me and you talking.
You want to do halftime?
T talking to you. Oh. Not like this, T. I just set you up
Okay. What do you want? What?
Some joy.
What? Okay.
What did you enjoy about the game Sunday?
Oh, come back to me in the C block, and I might have something for you.
Man.
Kenneth Walker is good.
I didn't even get any good food because I was coming back from Kentucky.
What were you doing in Kentucky?
I went to the UT Kentucky game. We blew a 14-point second-half lead.
Okay, so you were already predisposed to hate the Super Bowl. You were coming off of a long trip in which your favorite team lost. You were already angry. You entered the room angry and you applied that.
I'll tell you what I enjoyed, T-Bob. I'll tell you what I enjoyed because they don't tell you this.
Okay.
In school.
Okay.
We went to the grocery store. We're getting stuff for the Super Bowl, and they have these Super Bowl balloons.
Yeah.
You can just get those.
What do you mean?
Like you can just buy them. They don't tell you when you're a kid and your mom's like, oh, you can't get the Super Bowl balloons.
No,
they don't tell you that when you get a job, You can just buy them. You can do whatever you want.
How many Super Bowl balloons did you get?
I got a 3-pack of
Nice.
there's a football and then there's 2 that says like it's game time. They're still up in my apartment.
Nice.
Yeah.
I threw you the positivity carrot as an obviously ironic joke, but I got to say, I'm pleasantly surprised to find that you derive joy from Super Bowl balloons.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredibly sincere and childlike out of what I normally think of as a very large and cynical man. I also
cynical,
I like
cynical. I don't like being used as a disparaging term. I think people should be more cynical.
I don't think it's a pejorative. I'm just saying I think you are a bit of a cynic, and so to hear that you brought joy to your Super Bowl. I just imagine Big T sitting in front of the TV. It's not a party because he hates Super Bowl parties, but you just had 3 balloons just sitting next to you.
Next to my Christmas tree that's still up.
And every time he got upset about the quality
the ornaments
of the game,
are
he
off.
just tapped the balloon.
But
It's Valentine's Day.
I like the tree.
Is it?
It's a fake tree. It's got to be a fake tree. Yeah, it would be
course.
dead if it was a real
Of
tree.
course. It's just a tree with lights.
Okay.
So it's not a laziness thing?
So now it's just decor.
It could be a shrub.
Okay. An indoor shrub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should get more greenery in my house. So everybody hated the game. Well, guess what, guys? Screw y'all, because you know what I'm excited for? I'm excited to see where the Seattle team's going to go from here. They look like they could be awesome for a long time. I'm excited to see, now that Sam Darnold, even though I know he's consistently said he's not motivated by negative people, he's not motivated by the haters, he's motivated by doing right by his teammates, I'm excited to see what is his actual ceiling like. Because quarterbacks don't get hit as often. They can play way longer than ever. He's 29 years old, or he'll be 29 next season, so he's in his physical prime. And now he doesn't even have any more demons haunting his psyche. You know, and the one bugaboo that he had in terms of on the field play, turning the ball over, didn't show up the entire playoff run.
He tried to make it show up early.
No, dude, he was fitting it in windows. Y'all are scared. That's what NFL quarterbacks got to do. You got to throw in those tight windows, man. And he wasn't scared.
I think he can win multiple Super Bowls.
I think, well, and a lot of that's a function of the team, certainly, right? But he has.
Their defense is good enough, and they're young.
But you're asking what his ceiling is. We just saw it. Like he's good enough to win a Super Bowl. Like he's like a pretty good maybe top 10 or 12 quarterback in the league. And with that defense and that running game, like that is his ceiling. I think he's there.
Outdueled Stafford to get there. What do y'all think, Jarrett? Would you take Darnold on the Steelers right now?
In a heartbeat, yeah.
Exactly. But what if I told you, okay, it's either that or you draft Ty Simpson first round this year?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. I was making sure we didn't have.
He's grown on me, Sammy.
Darnold derangements.
He's grown on me. I thought he was, top 20 quarterback.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really want him, but he's grown on me, dude. He seems like also like a bit of a leader. I think he's grown into that role over in Seattle. You know, people like the stats aren't going to be there obviously for him in the Super Bowl, but hey, he didn't make no mistakes, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I guess again, how could you not? As a country, we seem to love second chances. We love guys who overcome narratives. How could you not love his story? The journeyman who finally founds his home and proves everybody wrong, who doubted him up until the last minute, who here after the Super Bowl remain doubted him. You saw what Ernest Jones said in the parade yesterday?
I did.
Everybody had their Darnold shirts on with the middle finger, F you all who didn't believe in him. That's a good teammate. And to Jared's point, that's a guy who is inspired by a leader like Darnold. So that's about, okay, while we're on Darnold, because I want to get to the Patriots as well. Does anybody here, it's the thing that a lot of people have been ruminating on, does anybody here have a candidate for the next Sam Darnold? Who you think could be that mid-level quarterback that will, kind of what Daniel Jones did for half the season last year, right?
So I've been workshopping a take.
Okay, I love this.
There is a minimum requisite talent level that a quarterback has to have. Mm-hmm. But I think there are a lot of guys in the NFL whose careers just end up being a backup or flame out, whatever, who, if given the opportunity to just keep playing, would eventually be pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Darnold got an opportunity in Minnesota where he was able to play, and he's been in the league, almost 10 years now. He kept getting opportunities to play, and eventually he just figured it out. I think there are a lot of guys in the NFL that people think of as not very good that because teams can't give you that many opportunities generally. Like if you don't prove it pretty soon, they got to figure something out.
Yeah.
I think there are guys like Mac Jones, Malik Willis, I think plenty of guys that, if given the opportunity to just keep playing, would figure it out and be pretty good.
You suffered, and it is interesting to talk about like how does a guy get multiple opportunities? That's where either you have to do good in the small sample sizes that we see you, like a Malik Willis, like Mac Jones did with San Fran, or you have to have overwhelming physical talent. And that's probably more where Darnold was. What's crazy to think about, like, does he even play if J.J. McCarthy doesn't get hurt?
That's like the big sliding doors moment that J.J. McCarthy was supposedly winning the job in camp.
Which that feels like such a lie now, but sorry, continue.
But that was all the rumors. It's like, oh, he shut down. Good thing we signed Sam Darnold, and we'll just kind of try to get through this year. And then he wins 14 games and changes the whole trajectory of his career.
Jared, does it give you any hope as the Steelers are kind of mired in a quarterback carousel of plug in and play? Does it give you any hope that you might stumble upon your own Darnold? And do you have anybody that you would like to see Pittsburgh go after?
Well, yeah, but it's not going to happen this year because Rodgers, he's confirmed coming back.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
So we're back in with Raji.
We're back in with
How
Rodgers
do we feel
for
about
another
that?
run. I don't like it. I like the guy, but I wish we could kind of start over. I'd like to see Will Howard, but that's not going to happen this year coming up. But what are you going to do? I think Will Howard can be a guy that can show you enough in year one that he plays to stick with him. I do. I think he can win 8, 9, 10 games. I really do.
Well, I mean, look, that was speaking of workshopping takes, T, that was something that I started to stumble upon as the college football playoff was beginning, was like we were all taking it for granted that Julian Sain was just going to do what Will Howard did. Mm-hmm. But it was actually a massive credit to Will Howard that after that Michigan loss in which everything went wrong, he locked the hell in and just had a dominant playoff run to end up winning the national championship. So, yeah, he has the DNA of a winner. And it does feel a bit incongruous that you get rid of Tomlin, you're into this kind of clean slate moment, and then there's still Aaron Rodgers there.
Yeah.
It almost feels like, I know McCarthy and Rodgers have been successful together in the past, and maybe that's a reason for hope, but it almost seems like this would have been a good opportunity, to your point, to kind of start over fresh.
Yeah, start fresh. They need to do that, and they refuse to. I just don't understand it. I don't know where the disconnect is.
I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but we all loved McCarthy crying about being in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like that won me over. Like, I was not high on the hire at all, even though the resume is basically just Harbaugh's. And then I saw that, and I was like, okay, I love this guy now. This is going to work out great.
Yeah, it showed that, like, he cares so much. You
Yeah.
know? I hated it. Once they announced it, I was like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad. And then you seen him in his presser, and he can't even contain, like, first 30 seconds, he's crying. He can't get out any words. And I was like, I love this guy now.
it is crazy. You know what I think it is because, like, as fans of the team, so often these guys are kind of just hired mercenaries, and they'll adopt the city, they'll say the right things, but to know that somebody has that same fanatical fan attachment to that franchise and to the city, like you do as a person watching the game, that forms a bond.
Yeah.
A parasocial bond there. Shout out McCarthy. I think you can lose a lot of press conferences. It's hard to win them. Nobody flipped the narrative more in an opening presser than did Mike McCarthy.
I need Mike McCarthy to do a dishes nothing video after the first loss.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know he's in with the Steelers if he does that. Don't ask me to do nothing.
What about the Patriots? So obviously they fall. Schedule merchants are now the label that has been slapped upon them. It's going to be challenging next year. That's something we don't talk about often in the NFL is like, if you finish first in your division, you play a first-place schedule, right?
Yep.
Like, it's one thing about the Chiefs next year. They're going to be playing a third-place schedule. It's going to be incredible for them. How do we think they're going to do next year? Is this, like, will Drake May be, maybe not second, but will he be in the MVP conversation again next year?
I don't think so. I think the Patriots might be better next year because this was just kind of gravy. That's like year one of Vrabel. They're improving, but I think their record will be worse. So it's like they might make the playoffs. They might be a wild card team and actually be a better team and just have worse results on the field.
It's kind of interesting because that's not unlike, in terms of like nuance, how I feel about the Bears, where like I think a great goal for the Bears, don't even care about winning the division, if they could win the same amount of games but maybe win them in a more convincing fashion, then you know that that's a better Bears team.
I would love not to have a heart attack every Sunday. That's how it was all year long, and you could, you still haven't seen Caleb put together like that full 60-minute game where he's in control against a good team. So I think that's the next step as he cleans up some things, and the Bears hopefully improve that defense. I think that the Bears, I think they're going to be right about the same amount of wins. I think they'll be back in the playoffs. So I'm hoping it looks a little bit cleaner and different.
Big T, any hope on the Atlanta Falcon front from what you've seen with the offseason moves that have been made thus far?
No.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess the James Pierce news cycle hasn't exactly inspired much confidence. Y'all are kind of cursed, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, look, check it out. I'll leave you with this thought on the Super Bowl. The goal of the Super Bowl and an entire NFL season is to crown a worthy champion. And the Seattle Seahawks were very clearly the best team in the NFL, beginning to end. Shout out Darnold, shout out Seahawks. All right, Ask Wub. Get on Twitter, #AskWub. We'll answer all of your questions both during and at the end of the show. Coming up next, we're going to spin the wheel with some of the worst NFL teams and try to tell you why they will make the playoffs next year. More Wub next. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Again, guys, #AskWub on Twitter, and we'll answer all of your questions. All right, we're going to play a game here because in the NFL, fortunes change quickly. Penthouse, the outhouse, the reverse, rags to riches, all those great old cliches that we love to play around with. And so we have put a lot of the worst teams in the NFL on a spinning wheel. And I'm going to choose one of you. We're going to spin it, and then you're going to have to advocate for the team that it lands on. Can we get the wheel up here, guys? Can we see the wheel? And yes, no, we checked. The wheel is not Yak IP. Everybody is allowed to use it here in the Barstool Chicago offices. All right, let's see. Who do we want to start with? All right, Jer.
Okay.
You're going to be assigned the result of this first spin. Go ahead and spin it, guys.
Perfect. Let's do it. I'm excited.
Come on, who are we going to land on?
Give it the Jets.
Hopefully
Give
not
it the
Brown.
Jets. Jets.
Is that so?
Can't see.
Our box is that okay? Commanders.
Okay.
There you go, Jerry. Why are the Commanders going to make the playoffs next year?
Listen, they made some changes to the coaching staff in the offseason. Jaden Daniels injured a ton last year. I mean, they were dead from pretty much the start of last year. I think he'll be back. He'll be healthy. Is Deebo Samuel going to stay? Will he stay?
I'm not sure on that. You got to imagine that McCauley, Terry McCauley. But that's the referee.
Ref?
Right? No, Terry McLaurin. Thank you.
McLaurin.
My brain was
The
getting.
Ohio State receiver.
Yes,
He got paid.
yes.
He got paid. He's good.
Yeah, but you got to imagine that he'll be more healthy next year.
Oh, for sure,
Because
for
unfortunately,
sure.
he had like the whole old receiver thing. He gets paid. He gets hurt.
They just
so.
got to get younger on defense. They got to get younger. They're
Kind of got to get
younger.
younger a lot of places.
Yeah, they just got to get younger on defense. But listen, you see it in year one what Jaden Daniels did. I mean, you've seen it. He took them NFC Championship game, no?
Yeah.
Why can't he go back?
Yeah, as far as the division goes, too, probably pretty winnable, right?
Yeah.
Cowboys, perennial disappointments.
Giants.
Eagles, not sure what to make of them. And the Giants, I mean, the Giants got to prove it. I'm never going to give the Giants, unless it lands on the wheel, I guess. I'm never going to give the Giants a benefit of the doubt.
I'm hoping it lands on the wheel for me with the Giants.
Okay,
I'd love to
interesting.
be that.
Well, then you go next. Let's spin it again, Jer. I mean, you got an easy one there, but good job.
Yeah, very easy.
That wasn't a tough lift there.
Come on.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
All right.
But
I
Chief
love
won
it.
it.
That's
Wow.
not a fix. But I like Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart year 2. I think their defense, they have the pass rush. They're going to have another high draft pick. Get Cam Scatterbo back. I think they have enough around that team, and some growth from Jackson Dart can take that team to the next level. They were kind of getting hot at the beginning of the year. They gave the Bears a really good game. I think they're on the right path, and we saw with Seattle, if you can pressure the quarterback, which they can do, then you're one step down that road. So I think the Giants actually have a chance to be one of these teams that slingshots themselves into that wild card discussion.
T, how do you feel about the Giants next year? Harbaugh?
I like Dart. Obviously, they hired what a lot of people would consider as the best coach this cycle. You have Abdul Carter. Yeah, I mean they could be solid, but it is the Giants.
It is the Giants. But if anybody can overcome that institutional ineptitude, I would feel like Harbaugh would be the man kind of well suited. I don't know where I'm at with Jackson Dart. Was his success kind of fluky? Or am I just being a hater and saying that?
No, he's not polished, right? But you could see the athleticism. That he's a guy that just, you feel good with the ball in his hands. Like, he makes plays, and kind of like almost like a poor man's Caleb Williams. Like, if he can clean up some of the rookie mistakes and rely on that athleticism, I think he's going to...
He's got to take less hits, though.
He's like Bo Nix. He's like Bo Nix.
I like that comp.
Yeah,
I like that comp a lot.
Same guy.
And year 4 breakout candidate, Jalen Hyatt. He's going to break out in year 4.
I feel like you said this like multiple times this year on the big T's and whatnot, right?
Well, remember we hit Jalen Hyatt big receiving yards one of the weeks that all the receivers were out. But
what was it, 11 yards?
Yeah, it was.
And it hit with ease. I think he had 18. No, but he's going to break out next year. I can feel it.
Jerry, you think Malik Neighbors going to come back strong next year?
He gets hurt a lot. I don't know. He's very injury prone.
Would you say he's top 5?
Wide receiver?
Yeah.
Oh no shot. No.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's top. I don't even know if he's top 10.
All right, Jerry, you're up. Spin the wheel, guys.
Jerry's up again?
Oh, wait, my bad. Did I screw that up?
T.
Started.
No, Jerry's up. It's
My
fine.
bad. Big T's up. Big T's up.
Oh, there's
My
Big
bad.
T's
My bad.
choice.
Falcons.
Come on.
Saints.
Come
Saints.
on.
Oh.
No.
Oh God.
No.
Oh God.
I thought it was rigged.
Is this the hardest and least interesting?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Jerry's up. Y'all said
No,
Jerry was
you
up.
have to do the Cardinals. Wait, what? You have to do the Cardinals.
Marvin Harrison could be good. Yeah, and they're saying next one. So
Spin the wheel.
Yeah, spin it. I want Big T's choice. I thought we rigged it.
All right, I'll go again. If it lands a Big T's choice, you get to choose that too.
Oh.
Let's see here. Is this going to be easy?
That should have been Big T.
Okay.
Well, y'all don't want Big T on this because there ain't a snowball's chance in hell that team is making the playoffs.
Okay. Let's think about
They don't have a
the
quarterback.
Atlanta Falcons right now.
We're
They have-
done with Penix?
Well, he's hurt.
For how long?
TBD, but
Okay.
at least the first part of the season.
Okay.
James Pierce was going to be a franchise-changing edge rusher, and now he's going to prison. Not our first franchise player to go to prison either.
Drake London's really good.
Drake London is really good.
Bijan.
Really good.
Bijan.
Is
Yeah, by
Kyle
the way,
Pitts, is
maybe
Kyle
keep
Pitts
Kyle
out though?
Pitts. Keep
Is
Kyle
Kyle Pitts
Pitts.
gone, or are y'all going to keep him?
He's
I don't
gonna
know.
He's gonna test
The
more.
Falcons have one of the top 4 or 5 players in the NFL, and they have a top flight receiver who's awesome, and they stink out loud.
Yeah.
And they had what could have been a franchise-changing defensive player.
Well,
By the way,
that
they
was
still have
Stefanski, two-time NFL Coach of the Year.
Yeah, sure. Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, I'm sure that'll listen. It's a good thing this goes on at the same time as college football, because
Maybe they'd get out of the pistol too. No more pistol.
No more
that
pistol.
that thing.
Okay,
You're gonna make me say bad words on TV.
you can build a wild card team around Bijan Robinson, and if Stefanski can unlock some of Michael Penix's potential, I think I believe that.
Okay.
Or I don't really believe that. I guess that would be the foundation upon which I would build this argument. The problem is they got to deal with Tyler Shuck, which I mean that's
Yeah, that was a real problem.
that's overwhelming. I don't know how
the biggest hurdle in their way.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. I'm glad we're on the same page. All right, Jerry, you're up again. Let's see what you got.
All right.
Yeah, James Pierce hurts.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That was a poor choice of words.
Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. Yeah, this is bad.
Pass.
Yeah, the only guy I like on that roster is Achan.
Well, look, at least at least their division isn't really hard. And oh wait, yeah. Well, at least their head coach inspires.
It's not a good one. It's not a good one.
Tua would fall into my take earlier because he does have the talent level to be good if he played enough, but he has been concussed into
Oblivion.
I was going to say mediocrity, but he's worse than mediocre. I don't know what would be after that.
Hey, they fired their GM though. Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
New GM.
New GM, new head coach.
Yeah, new head coach.
New,
GM.
okay, there you go. So that's maybe where the conversation starts.
Yeah.
Hafley's an interesting cat in that I guess I could say, if I wanted to spin it, that I like the bold nature of hiring him in that he's not like the biggest name. He's a defensive coach. We saw the defensive hires work out last year with guys like Vrabel and McDonald. Yeah, I don't know.
That feels like a reactionary hire to me. We had a coach, a young guy, dressed the part for Miami. Never worked down there, so we're gonna go with the opposite. We're gonna get a crew cut, haircut, defensive guy, and just plug him in. It feels like they're swinging too far the other way.
That makes sense. That I could definitely see that being faulty logic. They are trying to capture some of that Packers magic, though. I mean, both Hafley and the GM coming over from Green Bay. Again, though, I think
What is the Packers magic?
Okay, relax, Bears guy. And look, I'm the one that consistently told y'all this year to stop being afraid of the Packers and stop being losers and embrace the
We're
stage.
losers, dude.
Well, and stop, embrace. Everybody was so I don't want to play the Packers because if we lose, it's going to ruin the season. Yeah, but if you win, it made the season. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
But the Packers' magic is consistency. It's not championships, but it's competency.
Mike McCarthy.
The Dolphins have been completely incompetent for a very long time now. How do they get through that division, though? I mean, I guess the Jets help since they're just whatever. But, yeah, I don't think the Patriots are going to be as bad as, like, Brandon and others seem to. All right, let's spin it a couple more times. Who's up now, Chief?
When are we doing Big T's choice?
I'll make an executive decision if we don't land on Big T's choice.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
These are some bad ones.
These are bad teams, guys.
Yeah.
These are really bad teams. If you believe in Cam Ward, then that's a great place to start. I'm not really in that camp, so I'm having a hard time making this argument. But look they got another high draft pick.
You don't like Cam Ward?
I'm not a big Cam Ward guy, no.
I think he was pretty good. It's just that nobody watched their games and they were terrible otherwise.
Correct.
They actively
I think,
found ways to lose, too, which is a sign of a young, bad team. Maybe.
Yeah, I still think they're a few years away. And it's like, I'll have to see Cam Ward when, like, the stakes are a little bit higher, too, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought his...
He made some awesome plays.
He flashed, for sure.
He's got a little bit of Caleb Williams year one in him, I would say, with some of those plays.
Did he get sacked 97 times?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't watch a lot of Titans games.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of Robert Saleh.
He keeps getting jobs.
Well, and it's like, and obviously we know he's a very, we know he's an elite defensive mind, and he did a great job with the Niners this year. I guess I'm willing to wipe the slate clean with Saleh because I'm not going to hold him responsible for the institutional sins of the New York Jets.
Yeah, I think
that fair?
I think that's fair. Nobody can win there.
Both him and Brian Daboll, this is kind of like, put up or shut up time.
Imagine if Robert Saleh goes to the Tennessee Titans and wins a Super Bowl right after Sam Darnold.
That'd be crazy.
Really drive
Wasn't
home the
he kind
Jets
of
in
responsible for Sam Darnold leaving the Jets, though, too?
I don't know, was he?
I think he was. Wasn't he that was at the right timeline that he went with Wilson?
God, Zach Wilson. I do not think Zach Wilson's the next Sam Darnold.
No.
I think what sucks for the Titans is that in any other year we would have been like AFC South, easy. And, well, it's not.
I'm told this was our last spin.
All right, executive choice.
Not even close.
Okay, real quick on the Browns. Not that hard. The defense is incredible. The AFC
Oh,
North
it's spinning again. It's spinning again.
Let's go Big T's choice. Executive decision, because Lions, again, not that hard. They're playing a last place schedule. They'll be great again. Big T's choice. Big T, who would you like to choose?
It's got to land. It's got to land.
We're just going to spin it till it lands. Okay, you're right. I agree. Last
Saints.
spin. You're right, Big T.
Last spin. Last spin.
No. That was
Real
the last spin. Why are
This
this
is the
in-
real
No,
last
guys,
spin.
this is crazy.
Real last spin. And obviously that it was going to keep going because you stopped it.
And it landed on Big T's choice. All right, who do you want to advocate for?
Oh, I thought Big T's choice was I could talk about whatever I want.
Okay, yeah, talk about what.
Because I told him to add a slice on halftime discourse.
Okay, yes. So Big T's choice.
I don't actually. I don't really have any. I thought I
Is
did.
Bad Bunny a
I did-
playoff team next year?
I think he's going to be similar to the Bears, where had a lot of fluky success this year. And next year, the regression monster is going to hit big time.
Are we talking Spotify streaming numbers? Because I think there's 4 times now where he has led the world in streaming numbers.
You asked if he was a playoff team. I'm telling you, he's due for some regression.
Second album's gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, but wait, but we get second album, guys. Again, 4 years. At 4 years of his life, he's already been the most streamed artist in the world. We're talking like damn near
So
20 billion
he's made
plays.
his hay.
Yeah. So you weren't a fan of the halftime show?
I honestly didn't care at all one way or the other. I think there's a lot of people lying from multiple sides about what they thought about it.
What did you think about it, Jer?
The halftime show? I think it just proved that this world needs more Latino women.
I mean,
Ronald
that's-
Acuna was in it. I liked that.
That's been a bit interesting. Yeah, we've still not hit Big T's choice. Unbelievable.
I mean, this has to be. There's no way. The Jets won before Big T's choice.
So your agency is even more inept than that of the Jets.
Honestly,
Yeah, a lot of white guys all of a sudden not into big booty Latinas. Didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. What's that about?
I didn't understand.
What's that about?
Big T's choice, I would have done maybe a little college baseball preview, but I'm told that maybe that might be in the show later.
We're going to do a college baseball preview. Both me and T, big college baseball guys, really excited for that. We got Jared's 2 a.m. thoughts coming up. I'll say this about the halftime show. Production values off the chart. Super cool storytelling. I'm not the personal fan of Bad Bunny's live vocals, but like, you know, overall,
Same. I could agree with that.
thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because the Super Bowl was fun, guys.
I know what that building is, but if I didn't, what would y'all tell
More
me?
up next.
Missed it.
Barstool needs more Latinas.
Yeah. Good point. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. I want to get to Jerry's 2 a.m. thoughts, but we had some interesting beach discourse during the break there. T, ironically, we're asking what he actually likes because he told us, hey, it's Happy Gilmore, whatever. And you said you like the beach,
Yeah,
but you don't go in the water.
correct. I don't do. I don't go into other habitats.
And you don't, which is smart. I mean, you don't want to meet a shark on his turf. I get that.
Exactly.
But you also don't necessarily love being on the sand.
Until it gets too hot, I gotta have a tent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love a beach town. I love the vibe of being at the beach. You know, you walk. There's beach shops. You go to dinner on the beach wearing your Hawaiian shirt. I've got some great Hawaiians.
I do love a good one.
Tennessee orange Hawaiian shirts probably go great.
I have 2 of them.
And there is the top 10 feeling in the world is when you're sun-kissed and it's nighttime and the ocean breeze is in the air.
Well, see, I don't get
Skin
sun
feels a little
kissed.
hot.
I get sun assaulted.
No, me too. Me too. I go
So that's
pink
not
like a
good for
lobster.
me. But yeah, does anyone not like the beach?
Well, Jerry, you said you like the beach, but you got a phobia of the sand.
Sand, always have, yeah.
Like you just.
Ever since, I don't know, I think one time we went to a school trip in Keensburg, I think it was, or Keensburg, New Jersey. And I just got scared of the sand for some reason. And it's very difficult for me the feeling of it, just scary.
So do you go shoes on the beach?
Socks, 100%. Yeah, socks.
Jerry, you go socks on the beach?
Yeah, socks on the beach.
That's so great. That's the most sociopathic thing I've ever
Really?
heard. Do you get in the water?
Of course, yeah, water's good. When I get into the water, socks come off.
Yeah, okay, good. Thank God.
Yeah, but if I'm you know on the actual sand.
So what is it? Something
Socks
about
on.
the more hard packed nature of the wet sand? or-
It's just very dirty to me. I don't know.
It is.
It is dirty.
Yeah,
is dirty.
Yeah, it's very dirty.
It's another reason I hate the ocean. It's gross.
The ocean's awesome, boys. Going
like
out
the
there,
ocean.
jumping amongst the waves, feeling like you can jump like 10 feet high when it lifts you up.
I do pools.
Dunking
prefer a pool.
I'm a
basketballs.
pool guy.
I like to look at the ocean.
I
I like to
agree.
be at a bar looking out or a restaurant looking out over.
I want to be at a resort with an infinity pool overlooking the ocean.
God bless.
That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
Can we all agree though? Indoor pools are disgusting.
Yeah, it's something about the smell of them.
Yeah.
You're like chlorine.
Also, they're always too
heat.
hot.
Yeah, it's always a little hot in there. But hey, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Kids want to go swimming. Like I'm excited. I think I'm maybe taking the kids to the Dells when we're off next week. I'm excited to experience what like a large scale.
It's an
indoor
experience.
Pool is like.
It's an experience.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love Wisconsin. Anyway, we talked about that a lot this week. Let's get
And
into
you know where it is, obviously.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Like if you,
I know this is wrong.
If you were to leave
I know
here and
this
get in
is
your
wrong.
car to go to Wisconsin,
I
you would
think
go
this is
where?
wrong. Northwest.
I mean, that could technically be accurate, but it's
the Dells are northwest.
okay. but
Okay,
it's-
look at me, guys.
It's, just
I mean,
straight,
hey.
it's directly north.
Look at me, dude. Did it?
You're gonna take I-90 there.
I know. I
there's
just
no chance he knows
just drove to
what that
Cascade
is.
Peak and tore it up all Saturday. It was freaking
I
awesome.
saw that
dude.
actually.
All right, Jer.
Yes.
2 a.m. thoughts. What kept you up last night?
Listen, last night I was thinking, everybody knows I'm not the biggest college basketball guys.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to the names. I like the names in college basketball. So what we're going to do today is play a game.
Okay.
You guys are going to have to guess, is this name real or is it fake? Or which
Okay.
one is actually the real name?
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Big T said he's going to know everyone. So I'm excited.
I do think
He pre-recorded a list of the names that he thinks you're going to have on there because
Yeah.
of their absurdity.
I missed this one.
Okay.
Federico or Air Biscuit Johnson?
It's very easy.
I feel like Air Biscuit Johnson's the real guy.
Wrong.
Wrong. It's Federico.
That's a shame. I wanted my next dog will be named
Where
Air
does he
Biscuit
play?
Johnson.
Texas A&M.
I knew it was an
Yeah.
SEC school.
Wait, so is he good? Is Federico good?
You know what's
He plays.
You know what's crazy? There is I was trying to find the message before. There was a kid on Twitter who DM'd me last week and was like, "Hey, I can get you. I know you're a name guy. I can get you hooked up with Federico." I said, "Let's do it."
So you're a feet guy, a Latina guy, and a name guy,
Yeah.
and a Steelers guy.
The Steelers guy.
All right, what's the next one? Wiggy Ball or Trevor Splashington third? It's okay. I love Trevor Splashington the third so much that it's got to be fake. I'm going Wiggy Ball.
You're right. Correct.
Okay, Wiggy Ball's the real one.
Real
there.
one.
Those are great names though.
Yeah.
God, Splashington would have been so good if that was real. Who does Wiggy Ball play for?
UL Monroe.
Okay.
Go Warhawks, baby. That's the 318 right there, T.
Shout out.
Tennessee Rainwater or Quincy Dribble?
I know this.
I got this is like paralyzing me because I feel like Quincy Dribble is the real name, but I want Tennessee Rainwater.
I do like Quincy Dribble, though. It plays, I mean, obviously the basketball term. It's got a little bit of aqua, a little bit of water reference in it as well. I'm going Quincy Dribble, real name.
Nope.
Wrong.
It's Tennessee Rainwater.
Tennessee Rainwater.
What?
Who does he play for?
He plays for Les Moines.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Is it a French team?
I don't know what it is.
Plays for Le Moyne, that is Tennessee Rainwater.
Lemoyne.
Lemoyne.
I'm pretty sure that's a college in like upstate New York.
Is he Native American?
I don't know.
It feels like a Native American.
Rainwater?
Yeah.
Last name?
Tennessee Rainwater?
Yeah.
I think it's Montana has a running back that was Tommy Running Rabbit.
Yeah.
I love
that's
that.
badass.
Yeah.
I love that name.
That's sick. All right, what do we got next? Fat Brooks or Jar Jar Banks? Okay. Shout out Jar Jar Banks. This has got to be Fat Brooks.
Yeah, I don't
you're
actually
correct.
know this one, but it has to be.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Where does he play?
He plays for
We got to just do this on every one.
Central Michigan.
Okay.
Fat Brooks. Shout out Jar Jar, though. An underrated, a bold choice by George Lucas for Jar Jar Binks. A very bold choice to make that a character, kind of the linchpin of the prequels in some ways, or
That's
Phantom
enough.
Menace.
That's enough.
And he's aged okay, I think. Morsec or Peanut Butterfield?
Got to be more sec.
Morsec just looks like a real name. But then again, Tennessee Rainwater kind of changes the dynamics here. Chief, you get the final call.
I'll say I've been the opposite on all these, so I'll say Peanut Butterfield
Is real?
is real.
You're wrong. It's more sad.
There we go.
JJ, you did a good job. I haven't heard of all of these.
Oh, look, there you go. Who does Morsec play for?
He plays for Morsec. Plays for Townsend.
Okay.
Shout out Towson. I think-
Maryland.
Did Ali Marpet go to Towson? There was some old badass O lineman that went to Towson. All right, what do we got next? Oh, Tron Armstead went to Towson. Thank you. That's who it was. Zyterius Mortal or Ibrahim Moizu?
All right, so I'm gonna call an audible here. I know for a fact Ibrahim Moizus is from the Key and Peele East-West Bowl sketch, and I think Zyterius Mortal might be also. I think this is a fake.
A double fake?
Double fake?
I
Wrong.
like-
One of them is real.
Well, then it's Then it's Zytarius Mortal.
Correct, you're right. He plays for Texas Southern.
Zytarius Mortal's a sick name. He's got a fantasy element to it that I really appreciate. All right, what do we got next? Tavares Spud Webb or Big Sauce Henderson? So I actually heard about this Spud Webb the other day. So Big Sauce is a good name. I'm going to go Spud Webb's the real guy.
You're right.
Is this not any relation to the actual Spud Webb, though?
No relation.
Is he short?
I don't know. I couldn't
Gotta
tell
be. You can't be.
Like, he's got to be short and jump out the gym to be nicknamed
Has
Spud,
to.
right?
Yeah.
Well, like how early did he get that nickname? He could have been 3 years old when he got the name.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
like
that's
potatoes.
Okay. He's 6'4"?
no, out.
He's out.
That's stolen valor.
So he's been Spud since he was a
You
kid.
can be Potato Web if you want.
Yeah.
But you can't be Spud.
Can't be Spud.
Yeah, no, that's stolen valor right there, dude. Anybody, if you're a younger person listening to this and you've never watched Spud Webb dunk highlights, go look it up now. It's well worth it. Do we have any current short kings in the NBA?
Not
Muggsy Bogues?
Not to that level, I don't believe.
Oh, sorry, last two. My bad. I'm getting distracted. Po' Boy King or Beignet?
Oh boy, King.
Oh boy.
Right. Plays for
Po'
Sam
Boy
Houston.
King? No way, dude.
Plays for Sam Houston, yep.
What a way to spell boy, too.
No.
All right or always right?
I was hoping we would get to this. They are brothers.
Those are both real?
Those are brothers.
There's no way. There's
Now-
an all right and always right.
Now, all right, I believe his name is actually Alejandro, so it's kind of cheating. But yeah, they're brothers. Are they still? I know one was at Valpo.
All is at Xavier. Always is at UTRGV. I have no idea what that is.
Texas, Rio Grande Valley. But yeah, I think Always Right was at Valpo and then transferred.
That was
and they're both,
Rico's.
from
That was
Mexico.
Rico's mid-major minute team.
Really?
UTRV the other day here on Whoop. Shout out. Second mention of the week.
Shout out.
Excellent job, Chair. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk a little college baseball. Now, the MLB pitchers and catchers reported, but college baseball is starting to get underway this weekend. T's going to lay out the groundwork for us. Let us know what you should be watching. Coming up next here on FS1. All right, it's time to talk about general democracy as a form of governmental rule and whether or not Big Tiz agree. Nah, just kidding. We're going to talk Big 12. The Big 12 basketball tournament, guys, they just released that they are going to be installing for the tournament a brand new court. I believe this has been used in the All-Star game before. Now, okay, all takes aside, this is a pretty unfathomable piece of technology. It is a basketball court and supposedly behaves just like a normal basketball court, feels like a normal basketball court, only as you can see, it's LED and can be changed at will to be whatever the hell you want. This is wild. T, you said you're cooking a take. Chief, you're on the fence.
No, it's not even, dude, there's no practical use for this whatsoever. We have, basketball courts are something that I think even in 1,000 years, I think we've pretty much perfected it.
Like the design, yeah, okay.
I really don't think there's much room left to improve. And this makes no sense. What are you gonna? So while they're playing, it's just gonna look like a regular basketball court, presumably. And then during a timeout, they're gonna put ads or something on.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
Correct.
And
So that's a practical use. You like capitalism. You want to see that Phillips 66 logo on there.
it'll be on there.
But they could swap it out.
So
I want it on record. I'm not rooting for anyone to get hurt.
but
It could put a stop to this.
I do wonder. I find it hard to believe without stepping foot on one that it feels the same. If it does, I guess it does. Like, more credit to him. What about this, dude? What if, like, when you dunk the ball, there was like a flame, like explosion?
No.
make it NBA Jam.
Yes, or like if you made like three threes in a
that.
row,
This is the
they literally put you
TikTokification.
on fire,
No.
and then you're running
No
back and you got
TikTok.
like flames going beneath
No
your
TikTok.
feet, dude.
No TikTok, basketball. You play it on wood. You can paint it however you want, but you play it
No,
on a wood
you
court.
can't paint it however you want because when they do the NBA in-season tournament,
Yeah, it's crazy.
They do those crazy floors. I
That's
hate
better
it.
than this.
Todd McShay coming up next. Mock 2.0 just dropped on Netflix. Todd's gonna break it down. Those don't go anywhere. God,
That's what a basketball
Yeah, what's
court
wrong
should
with a
look
little
like.
parquet?
We need LEDs. Talk to Big Cat. number 2 of Wake Up Barstool starts now, and I'm very excited, okay? We were just talking in the break. A lot of Super Bowl talk, a lot of Darnold talk. It's time to turn the page. It's time to start to look forward to the next part of the NFL season, which is the draft, okay? And who better to have on than the draft legend, Todd McShay, host of the McShay Show, now on Netflix. Huge congrats, Todd. I was watching the episode this morning. Production's value is fantastic. Insight, fantastic. What's going on, man? How are we doing today?
Good, man. I was really good this morning, and then I got to be honest, I'm having a hard time getting past the Jerry with the socks on the beach. I appreciate your honesty, man, but like I don't know. There's something about like rolling up on you at the beach just to say hi, and you looking down, you got some like white socks on in the sand.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the perks of having the socks. Your feet don't get hot. But you don't get burnt.
But haven't you ever heard of toes in the sand?
Yeah, just not with it.
It's one of the best feelings.
Not a worry in the world.
Hey, listen, I've heard it is. It's not for me.
Okay, because we have to talk to Todd, but I got one more question.
Yes.
When you take them off to get in the water, do you leave them at the water's edge?
No. I walk back. I do.
Okay. So you can overcome your fears for the 100 yards.
But then do you clean them off and put them back
100%.
on?
Yeah, all that chunky sand on your toes is disgusting.
That's crazy.
You should just never go to a beach again.
I don't go to beaches really, unless I'm like Colombia or something.
Yeah.
All right, Todd. So I was watching the episode and a lot of great breakdowns from Mock 2.0. Let's start with kind of the most obvious, and that is Fernando Mendoza. I don't break down the draft in depth every single year. I don't scout guys in depth every single year. I see a guy like Mendoza seemingly checks all the boxes. Giant white guy, super high character, just won the national championship. You are maybe not like as fully sold on him being one of these surefire guys as I appear to be.
It's a tricky spot to be in, right? Because I think he's a damn good quarterback. Like, I really do. I think he does check a lot of the boxes. I actually, in the summer, said coming out of Cal, this is a guy who could wind up being in the first round. And he exceeded expectations in his first year with Curt Cignetti and that staff. He's tall at 6'5". He's 220 pounds. He's mobile. He's got energy on his throws. And he's really smart, like in his dedication to the game and the way he processes things. They're all outstanding. But then you kind of go back and you stack them. Okay, talent-wise, is he Caleb Williams? Is he Jaden Daniels? Is he Drake May? And the answer is no. And even Cam Ward, I think Mendoza can win more games as a rookie than Cam if in the same circumstances. But I think the ceiling's a lot higher for Cam. So, we're talking about the number 1 overall pick. So I don't want this to be. I feel like I was first to market on Mendoza. I love the guy. I'm just saying I'm having conversations in the league with teams that maybe don't need a quarterback or aren't projected to take one, and they're just asking honest questions like, is he a guy or is he the guy? And so when I turn on every show, when I see things, read on social media, and it's like, he's absolutely the number 1 overall pick, and he's going to be. But I also hear like, he's surefire, he's a lock, and I don't know that he's that. I think he's going to be a really, really good quarterback. And I think the circumstances, and whether it's, Las Vegas, and I think that's where it's projecting. But I do have this question, right? You've got Tom Brady, who went on a campaign last year about how bringing a rookie in, they're just not developed. They need time. He's going to make it his kind of mission post-career to try to emulate the way he thinks a quarterback should be developed as a youngster. You've got a new coach in Kubiak who comes in, who's a really good offensive mind, obviously. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at this with Ashton Jitty at running back. You need offensive line help. You need defensive help. You need you need all these things. What if the Jets, with the multiple first-rounders and additional picks from the moves they've made next year, what if they come to him and say, you know what, we want him? Do the Raiders start to ask themselves, with John Spytek, the GM, and Brady in his role, and with Kubiak as the head coach now, maybe are we better off passing this year, move back, get an additional pick next year, get ourselves in position for an Arch Manning, a Dante Moore, a Lenora Sellers, or a Brandon Sorsby, or all those guys. Maybe the best quarterback draft we ever have a year from now. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying that it's the wrong decision to take him. I think they're going to take him. I think it's probably a smart decision. Take a hack, right? But I'm not convinced, and you talk to people in the league, and they're not convinced that he's one of those guys that we're talking about.
That's very interesting to me. Again, just because I guess I just assumed that he was. And I think what else I found very interesting is a lot of the insight and takes on this year's draft strategy seem to be in direct relation to next year's draft, where it's maybe not just quarterback across the board. You seem to think that there's going to be more talent at a lot of the premier positions in the NFL. Even saying that somebody should be in the loony bin if you give up 27 capital for the 26th draft. So are you expecting a pretty static round one? Like later in the draft, sure, trades that could happen, whatever.
Yeah,
like
round one, premier, especially early. I don't see. There's enough offensive tackles, right? There's enough edge rushers. There's a lot of good wide receivers. The positions that teams are typically valuing and targeting the most in the first round, there's enough of those guys in rounds 2 and rounds 3 this year, right? And later in round 1. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that would like to trade back. It's also a weird year in that, typically at the top of the draft, it's quarterbacks, edge rushers, offensive tackles. Those are the majority of the top 10 picks most years. This year, the best players are an off-the-ball linebacker, an Arvell Reese, who could be an edge, but he's not. That's not what he played. He played sparingly in certain situations last year. A running back in Jeremiah Love, who a lot of teams have as a number 1 prospect in this class, highest grade.
Damn.
You've got another off-the-ball linebacker in Sonny Styles from Ohio State as well. You've got a safety in Caleb Downs, another Ohio State guy. So we're talking about safety, linebacker, running back. These are not the premium positions. So it's going to be interesting to see where those talents fall, but more interesting to see, is anyone going to be wanting to trade up for those guys? I think the answer is probably going to be no in the top 10.
Do you think anyone has to trade up to get Jeremiah Love? Will the Chiefs have to move up from their spot to get ahead of the Saints? Is there any kind of discussion about where exactly he falls? And what do you think the best spot for him is?
I mean, I'd love to see him with the Chiefs, but I also I'm a huge Tyler Shuck fan. Mm-hmm. I was a huge proponent of him last year in the draft, and to see the way he played this year down the stretch, to think about a Jeremiah Love with him in the backfield with Alvin Kamara, that 30-year-old age thing is no joke. History tells us, and we're already starting to see some of that decline. So I think that's the sweet spot for Love. Arizona needs a running back, but they need a lot of other things, and I don't think at number 3 overall that Jeremiah Love's going to go there. Then I think you get down to 8 and 9 is where the most likely 2 spots for Jeremiah Love. But I also it's one thing to draft a running back at 9. It's another thing to give up capital to go move up to get him.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a 2nd round pick or a 2nd this year and a 4th next year or something like that. I'm not doing it. There's enough good players. And then the Chiefs, let's be honest. Chiefs have enough needs. They need an edge rusher. They need some offensive line help. They need another receiver that they can actually rely on. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that they're going to be giving up capital to go up in a couple spots to go get a running back.
Todd, you mentioned wide receivers a minute ago. Chris Brazzell is a guy who everything about him would seemingly indicate size, speed, production. This probably a first-round guy. But he played for Josh Heupel at Tennessee, whose receivers haven't quite developed in the NFL the way that you would hope. Is there a perception out there that hurts a guy like Brazzell, who is probably the best one Tennessee has had, but do GMs talk about that, Heupel's offense, and when it comes to drafting a receiver that high?
Yeah, I think it's a lot more nuanced than just the helmet, right? I think it's what routes are they asked to run? What are their responsibilities? Are they NFL ready when they come in? Those sort of questions. And it's not just Heupel's receivers. It's a lot of different, Ohio State quarterbacks for a long time. There's definitely talk of that. I'm not going to lie. When you're hanging out with guys, and whether it's at the Combine or the Senior Bowl or having conversations, there's some discussion of that. Brazzell's interesting. I actually just finished his tape yesterday. He's 6'5". He's kind of lean at 200 pounds. What's different about him is he's actually like really fluid and athletic. He can get in and out of his breaks. Like 75% of his receiving yards production came against zone. He's son of an NFL receiver, not a great one, but certainly like a guy who's been in it and could help with his son to teach kind of some of the little things about the position. And the big knock on Brazel this, 2024 coming into 2025 was the ball skills. Well, he only had 2 drops, and I went back and watched him yesterday. One was just a focus drop on a quick slant. The other one was he kind of got it was a contested. He thought he was going to be interfered, and he dropped it against Arkansas. The rest of the year, he caught the ball pretty damn well. I mean, guys at 6'5" don't move like him and don't adjust to the ball and have the ability to attack it in the air. I don't need 8, 9, 10 catches from him a game. I need 3 or 4 at 17 yards per catch. Mm-hmm. And now I've got a guy who can not only provide those chunk plays, but also strike some fear in the secondary. So Brazel's, I mean, this year's coming into the year, I thought this class was going to be okay at receiver. Now all of a sudden, Carnell Tate, when he was healthy, like Devontae Adams wasn't Devontae Adams coming out of Fresno State. I see a lot of Devontae Adams in Carnell Tate coming out of Ohio State. Lemon from Mekhi Lemon from USC is an absolute just baller. Contested catches, tough guy. Everything he does is on a rail. Body control is outstanding. I think he's going to be a really good player. I think everyone can chill a little bit with the Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I think he's going to be a really good starter. I think Jordan Tyson, if he can stay healthy, might be the second best receiver in this class. Denzel Boston, big power forward at wide receiver, as an ex-wide receiver on the perimeter. Then you've got Brazel. You've got Zachariah Branch, who's not just a gimmick guy like you saw at Georgia. Go back to the USC tape. He can run all the routes and do all the things. I think he's going to be an impact player. Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M, run after catch, return ability. There's a lot of dude. Oh, Malachi Fields.
Oh, there you go.
I'm telling you. Didn't get a ton of targets at Notre Dame. That's typically just how it goes for receivers in that program. But watching him at the Senior Bowl, and I just watched his tape yesterday after watching Brazel, and suddenness, 6'4", 218, contested, adjusting to the ball. Those are 7, 8 guys that I just listed that honestly I think all deserve to have grades in the top 40 in this year's class.
Damn. Jer, what you got?
Yeah, Todd, I got a question. Draft in Pittsburgh, Steelers, most picks in the draft. You're talking about teams moving back, possibly. Could you see the Steelers making a big trade up and drafting a quarterback?
Who would it be for is my question, right? What do they pick, a 20? Is it 21 again?
Yeah.
I feel like they pick a 21 every year.
Yeah.
And that was like the spot that the Browns picked where they had was it Johnny Manziel and Brady Quinn? Like, it's for some reason, and they had 21 with Trubisky, right? Anyway, Ty Simpson's a really good quarterback. Through 9 games last year in the college season, I thought he was the best quarterback in the country. Injuries started to pile up. They had like 126 rushing attack in the FBS. I think Brent Venables figured out how to beat their protections, and everyone after that started to kind of utilize a similar pass rushing plan. I think as the draft gets closer, he could start to rise, but I think the earliest he could come off the board is 13 to the Rams if they're trying to kind of look ahead. I think he could very well be sitting there at 21, and they'll have a decision to make. Is he the answer? I like him a lot. I'm on the high side with Ty Simpson. The other guy, too, to keep an eye on, and I begged him at the time, publicly, not in person, Trinidad Chambliss, who's mired in this situation, let's call it, with Ole Miss. And everyone at Ole Miss is begging him to come back and giving him all the resources to fight the NCAA, who's denied now 2 or 3 times his request for an additional year. He now has a lawsuit in the state of Mississippi. He's trying to sue the NCAA to get 1 more year of eligibility. The reason I begged him not to do this is the lawyers want his money. The school wants him back. Who's looking out for Trinidad? And 2 out of every 3 times a case like this comes up, the NCAA wins, right? And so Now he's missed the Senior Bowl, which would have been a great opportunity for him as a Ferris State Division II transfer to Ole Miss, wasn't supposed to be the starter, takes over early in the season, has an unbelievable season, gets better each week, had the meltdown in the fourth quarter against Georgia, then makes up for it with an unbelievable fourth quarter against Georgia in the college or later in the season. So, and became more creative and dynamic. And I think Trinidad's a guy, I'm not saying first round, but like in the second round as a developmental guy, maybe a year down the road, that could be somebody. And so, but now he's not invited to the combine because he's not technically part of this NFL draft yet. So all of a sudden he may wake up one day in March and get an answer from the court system, and he's not a part of this draft, or he is a part of this draft. And he hasn't been to the Senior Bowl. He hasn't been preparing for the draft. He's not ready for all the interviews, the private workouts, all those things. Didn't go to the combine. He's put himself in a very tricky spot, and I think it's because he's got a lot of people around him who are trying to A, capitalize on him, B, get him back to Ole Miss where he's getting all the backing and support right now.
Todd, what about this? This is not moving away from the draft because it's kind of be part and parcel with the team accomplishing this. But if we look at this last Super Bowl, longest odds Super Bowl we've ever had, right? The Patriots were 60-1, Seattle might have been 40-1. Who do you believe when you look now at the entire franchise where they've got draft picks, where the offseason could go, who do you think is best poised to make a Seattle or New England type jump?
I would have said New England has a chance to go to the playoffs, but not to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
I don't look like at this. Like the Raiders know, the Jets know, the Cardinals know. The Titans are the Titans and Giants. If you're just going down the draft order, the first two where you're like, they could get in the playoffs. There's a path, new coaching staffs, fresh start, young quarterbacks, second year. Those are the two that I look at. Super Bowl, no. But I wouldn't, depending on the offseason, how it goes, I could see momentum building. Now, with the Giants, it's all about can the quarterback and the running back stay healthy with the way they play the game. They're talented enough. We saw that in flashes. But Dart, who I had the second best quarterback last year, I really think there's something special there if he develops. But it wasn't like what he did last year to have success is not sustainable, right? Cam Ward is the fascinating part is, and I've talked to Brian Daboll, everyone, they love the Giants. Daboll loved Jackson Dart, not everyone in the organization, but they wanted to go up and get Cam Ward. The Browns wanted to go up and get Cam Ward. Now Daboll, who wanted to develop Dart because he just absolutely loves the young man and sees the same thing I see in him, now he gets an opportunity to go work with Cam Ward, right? Which is what the organization was. That was priority one, and then two was when they couldn't get Ward and Tennessee wouldn't come off that spot. Let's go get Dart. I'm interested to see Daboll with Cam Ward and what they can do. The supporting cast obviously has to be better. The defense is going to be better with those two coaches, right? I don't know. Tennessee's mildly intriguing. And then I look down, everyone's going to say the Chiefs are picking in the top 10. What about the Bengals if Burrow stays healthy?
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest
with those receivers.
Yeah.
That it is, but I'm saying if you're looking for a team drafting in the top 10 that could make a playoff run, Cincinnati's a team that I would kind of organizationally it's a lot to process. But when you have that quarterback with those receivers, another year of drafting, bringing some defensive help, it wouldn't shock me if they were in the mix.
Look, guys, nobody has better insight. Nobody has better blue eyes than our guy Todd McShay.
Would you cut it out, man?
I'm being serious, man. I'm just arrested by them every time we have you on. But hey, Todd, thank you so much for real. Everybody go watch on Netflix, okay? You want to go check out a full in-depth discussion. The Mock 2.0 is out. It's only going to continue. The McShay Show on Netflix. It's awesome. Todd, thank you, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, coming up next, now we're going to Audible. We got a little college baseball. We got SLU coach Josh Schertz come by the studio as well, so don't go anywhere. We got plenty more Wake Up Barstool right here on FS1. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's time for something new, and that's college baseball, boys. I know, you may not recognize how wonderful college baseball is. I'm a big fan. Big T's a big fan. Opening day tomorrow. You see the top 5 there. T, what do you think the kind of main storylines or kind of set the table for us as we enter another season of college baseball?
Yeah, so I'm assuming a lot of our viewers aren't locked into college baseball in February. So I don't know if we have a rundown of some of the topics, but you see number 1, UCLA. Rock Chalosky. If you haven't watched this kid play, the MLB draft is really weird, but I'd be shocked if he was not the number 1 overall pick. He's an awesome shortstop. Going to lead them this year. They have a really good pitching staff. Now, UCLA loves to be awesome in the regular season and then completely flame out in the tournament. So we'll see if they can kind of overcome that. But they've got the team to do it this year. Chalosky's awesome.
Good name, too.
Yeah, Rock Chalosky. Also in the top 5, you saw Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, kind of a similar team to UCLA in that they should be awesome every year. They're in Georgia, all that talent. And they have not advanced out of a regional since 2006. But they had Danny Hall for many, many years, and this is their first year without him. They've got potentially 2 top 10 picks in Drew Burris and Von Lackey, outfielder and catcher, who will be selected. Lackey.
Oh, Lackey.
Those 2 guys will be selected very high in the MLB draft. Their offense should be awesome. Coastal Carolina's down there as well. Cameron Flukie, watch him pitch. They play... I forget who they play this weekend. They have a good series this weekend.
Oh, really? Okay, hold on. I'll look at it.
And Cameron Flukie might be the best pitcher in the country this year. Had a 2.70 ERA in the College World Series last year. Also going to be a very high draft pick. Other teams to look out for. Mississippi State has a new coach, Brian O'Connor. They've got a very talented roster. The other team that everybody is going to be looking at is Tennessee, post Tony Vitello, Josh Elander's first year. A lot of talent. Some really good freshmen, but obviously remains to be seen. Oh, that's disgusting. They had that queued up.
I can't help but, I mean, look, there's Tony V. If you don't know, Tony V was a lightning rod of a coach in college baseball, absolute demon.
Best coach in the country.
Brought Tennessee from nothing to being a perennial power. But he's not the best coach in the country. That'd be the guy that just won the national championship. That would be
the guy who's 25 years older and went to a program that's been established for 30 years.
LSU, who just won the national championship. They were on the top 5. I can't help but realize you didn't choose LSU. No nary mention of LSU yet.
It was coming. Who are your 5 favorite players?
I haven't done my baseball plan.
So LSU, the favorite there for the national championship. Obviously, they're going to be up there. Arkansas, listen. The Arkansas baseball thing, for those who don't know, Arkansas, an elite program in the regular season every single year, has never won a national championship, will never win a national championship. They've gotten as close as you can possibly get twice and had comical errors to ruin it both times. So please, I try not to do gambling advice. Do not bet money on Arkansas to win the national championship. UCLA, Tennessee, I think is probably too high. Texas going to have an outstanding pitching staff this year in year 2 under Jim Schlossnagle. They're going to be a really good team. Mississippi State, I mentioned. Georgia has really upped their program in the last few years. But yeah, a lot of SEC. That's where the
baseball
baseball's played. Yeah,
SC, ACC.
As well as football and basketball.
But mostly baseball these days.
I'll say, look, this is one thing I'll advocate for college baseball. The rhythm of the season is fantastic. Once you enter conference play, it's 30 conference games. You know you have the marks you have to hit. You hit 18 wins, you're probably going to be a national seed. You play 3 games every weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sometimes Thursday to Saturday.
The badass guys throw Friday. Sunday decides the series a lot of time. It's just like so palatable.
SEC
so
Friday
easy.
nights are elite. And if
So
you've never been to one,
dude.
you should try to get to one of several ballparks.
All right, coming up next, we got SLU head coach Josh Schertz live here in studio as they prepare for a game. So let's talk to Coach Schertz about March Madness, what's around the corner, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and more. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. We talked to him digitally over Zoom. We've interviewed this man before. Very excited to have him in studio. That's SLU head coach Josh Schertz. What's up, Coach? Thank you so much for joining us today, man.
Hey, appreciate you guys having me on, man. Awesome to be here in studio.
Yeah, man. So y'all got a big game coming up here locally tomorrow, 7:30. Loyola, Big T. You're going to be in the crowd.
Yeah, I bought my tickets a few weeks ago. I'm making my fiance go.
So I'm gonna.
I make her go. I make her just go watch mid-major basketball games whenever a good team comes in.
Love it.
And this is a very good team.
Yeah.
I was telling Coach Schertz, my little brother just had a baby. He lives in St. Louis, so I went up to meet the baby a couple of weeks ago. Shout out, baby bud. And we're out, and me and my wife, we got to go to dinner, and we're like just having some drinks. And bro, SLU is the talk of the town right now.
Yeah, it's super cool. I went last year or in May. It was I guess to the Blues. Were playing Game 6 at home, and in the NHL playoffs. And I remember like the Enterprise Center was rocking, and I posted a video, and I was like, you could see what a great sports town it is.
Yeah.
If you're winning. And that's the way it is every sports town, right? So but if you're winning, what a great sports town it could be, and so to have that, you flash forward, and 9 months later, you're selling out. We've sold out, I think, 2 games in a row. Our VCU game on the 20th is already sold out. We're selling out, 10,000 plus, and the community and the student section to embrace it, man. It's super cool to see that all kind of come together.
Well, and I know we talked about it in the past, but I mean, it's you did it on a lower level. Moved up. You're actually the winningest active coach in the NCAA right now from a win percentage perspective over a decade. But when you look at some of the larger college basketball trends, right? Like a lot of these big schools, it seems like there's been a very dominant year for freshmen. Mm-hmm. How do you try to emulate what the current trends are? Is it more about meeting kind of your school where the resources are at? And then do you think you have an advantage over maybe some of these younger cats when you're going to run up against them in some of these bigger stages?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think, we've had an incredible freshman class, and those guys are all lottery picks, playing in college.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of freshmen, I don't know the numbers or data on it, but I would think, outside of, it's such a top-heavy deal where these guys who are going to be, NBA All-Stars or doing a year in college, and they're coming in and really dominating, at a level maybe we haven't seen in terms of depth. And but then I think if you look at it broader scale, most of the teams that aren't getting those lottery picks, the good teams are, doing a great job of, everybody talks about, get old, stay old. And I think the best teams, and I think it gets lost a little bit in today's world, is getting old together. And the value of shared experience, right?
Nowadays.
Right, yeah. And the best teams are able to find a way. Nothing has changed with I became a head coach 18 years ago. And the key then was, you had to recruit great players.
Yeah.
You had to develop the heck out of them, and you had to retain them. That was the key to building a successful program. It's actually the same today. It's just that number 1, recruiting, and number 3, retaining, with transfer portal, with NIL, are completely different than they were, even 5 years ago. So, but the programs that aren't, getting those lottery picks, I still think, that's what it's about. Can you find a way in an environment where every rule is designed to fracture continuity? Can you find a way to have continuity, to build that shared experience, that accumulated mileage? Because that's your ability if you don't have unlimited resources.
Yeah.
To be able to level the playing field.
You mentioned retaining, which I'm really curious what it's like from a coach from your perspective, who you have your team ranked, like you're an outstanding coach, but you're still at a mid-major program, and I'm sure, like you were able to bring Robbie Avila with you from Indiana State to St. Louis. I'm sure he had a ton of interest from much bigger programs. How do you deal with that as a coach who can clearly develop a program like St. Louis into a contender, but these guys have offers of millions of dollars from, Kentucky, Tennessee, whoever else?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't think that, there's an easy answer, but I think it all starts with, you have to build relationships. And I know that sounds, but I think, genuine, authentic relationships. You have to create a work environment where guys feel like they can be their best version of themselves. You have to put them in a system where guys feel like, hey, I'm playing and able to do all the things I can do. There's no restraints or handcuffs on me in terms of how I play or what I can do. Like Robbie's a great example. He's 6'10", but he doesn't play like a typical. I mean, he comes off ball screens. He leads us in pick and roll where he's a handler. He shoots a ton of threes. He handles and play makes. And so if Robbie's in a system where it was more constrained, or maybe he felt like he wasn't able to kind of access the entirety of his game, he might not, be with us. And so I think that's a big part of it. I think the relational aspect, and I think the relational aspect is also, player-coach, but also player-player, in today's world. Those are the most important relationships.
How do you build those relationships, though? Like, I understand it's important to build them, but what techniques, like, how do you do it?
Yeah, no, it's, I think, there's a great time investment. I think we do it in recruiting, in the process before they get there. And then once they're there, we pour everything we have into those guys. Everything we have from film in terms of how we operate, how we develop guys. Player development's still the lifeblood in my mind. I cut my teeth in Division II. I was a Division II coach for 13 years. At that level, you're not getting top shelf guys. You're not getting ranked guys. Like, nobody I ever recruited in my 13 years there was ever ranked. Now, we had a ton of guys play pro, guys playing the NBA, but nobody came to us that was like a ranked player. So the ability to get guys in, to create a vision, paint it, and then pour into those guys and be genuine about it. I think players, if you're a coach, players will follow you if they think that you genuinely care about them authentically at a real level, that they can trust you. Like, whatever you tell them, you'll never deviate from that. They 100% know if you tell them something is the truth, and that you're competent, that you actually know what you're doing. You can make them a better player and make the team the best version of. If players know that you care about them deeply, they know that they can trust you, and they think that you're competent in terms of, and this is the way it is, for them first, can you make me the best player I can be? And then most smart players understand winning drives their value, team success, right? Gives them all the things they want. So if they think you're competent to help them and the group succeed, then I do think you have the ability to get guys to buy in and then retain them over time.
That's so crazy, because that has been a consistent line that I've talked about through the years, is like, as a player, all you want is, do you have a coach where you can trust fully and implicitly, like, if I do what he's telling me to do, it's going to make me better, even if it sounds crazy. Right. Even if it's hard. And like, I've only achieved that with one coach in my entire life. Yeah. And he's been the best coach. And I'm still in love with him. And I talked about, like, so that's very, I've never heard that kind of independently mirrored there. What about this, Coach? If you look around the country, maybe in terms of style of play, a team that you find interesting, is there anybody that jumps off the page to you like, man, I really like what they're doing over there right now? Or, oh, that's very impressive.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the trend now where, like, teams are going, these high major teams are going mega big. Yeah. You look at like how Michigan's playing with really three bigs, and Florida's playing with three bigs, and you look at like Arizona towards the bottom of the country in 3-point attempts, but they've been number one in the country. Look at Florida, I think last is in 3-point percentage, and they're a dominant team, and obviously I'm super obviously good friends with Dusty May, and I watch Michigan and the job they're doing and the team they have, and when you pair an elite coach with elite talent and resources, what that looks like, and so I think you're seeing those trends where like teams are going where it used to be, man, can we downsize and shoot a ton of threes, the Villanova, Jay Wright deal. Yeah. Now you're seeing like some teams at the highest level that have the resource to do it. They're playing, 2 5s and a 4-man together. They're playing, lineups where maybe it's 6'10", 6'10", 7'3". If you're looking at Michigan, Florida, same thing with, Hawk Khan and Chinyelu. So I think that's such an interesting way to play, and you're seeing guys really adapt that and dominate the rim and physically overwhelm, smaller teams. And that's what they're trying to do, and they're doing an unbelievable job of it. Arizona as well, where like they're not shooting threes, which is
it's crazy. And they're going off script.
They're dominating,
zagging.
Correct. And I think that's where you're seeing the game in college trend to. We can't really do it in the NBA because you can't create that kind of size differential. Yeah. But in college you can.
So what do you if you run into one of those guys, you're trying to game plan against them, what's the key there?
Yeah, I mean, I think
they're just bigger.
Yeah, they're just bigger. I think you got to find ways to, to use your speed and use your quickness. And we have big guards, but certainly, they have to guard you as well. And then, where can you bring and how do you double team? And then the ability, on the glass is where they really hurt you. Yeah. And there's nothing you could do there other than, how do you create physicality? How do you create space? Are you tough enough if you're smaller to use a lower center of gravity to get these big guys, get low, and try to drive them out, and low man wins. And so can you be tough enough to do that? Now, that's easy to talk about, but when you're really up in there, that's the key on those teams. Those teams just dominate you around the rim. They make it so hard to score at the rim because their size. And then on the other end, they dominate the offensive, defensive glass. So when we run into a team like that, and hopefully we're good enough that we will,
Yeah, hell yeah.
then you got to plan the way that gives you the best chance to win, and you got to make it hard for them to guard you. We shoot so many threes, so that's the great equalizer in college basketball is the three-point line.
You said hopefully you'll run into one of those teams. I've got a question, but you have to promise not to give me coach speak.
All right, gotcha.
Okay, so you're planning on winning every game the rest of the way. So let's say you finish 34-1, whatever that would be. You win the A-10 tournament. What seed do you think your team should have in the NCAA tournament?
I would think if we go 33-1, I would think without question a top 4 seed. Without question.
It's completely fair.
I mean, we're in one of the better leagues. You know, I mean, I know it doesn't get the same, press as the Power 5, but you look at the A-10, top to bottom, incredible league. I think 4 of our last 6 games are quad 1, quad 2. We've already played, 6 or 7 of them. If we go 33-1 in this league and win the tournament, and we're fortunate to do that, without question, I think a top 4 seed, 3 or 4 would be a seed line.
Coach, have you seen this LED court that the Big 12's busting out? Look at this. This is going to be for the Big 12 tournament. It's a court that I guess is like a giant LED screen. Is that? I mean,
that's super cool. Is that in Kansas City?
Yeah, they're using it for the tournament.
Really? That's awesome.
I mean, okay, so you would be in favor? Like, would you be in favor of?
You
playing
want your
this?
guys playing on
Big
this?
TV?
No, but I just think it looks cool. It looks cool to me.
But here's my thing.
I don't know how it would play on. I just love the aesthetics.
So here's my thing. During the game, it's just going to look like a regular court, and then they're just going to use it for ads or something during timeouts.
Gotcha.
It serves no function.
Is it a regular court though?
It's like glass. I don't know how the.
I don't know about that. If it's glass, I thought it was just.
I assume there's some sort of layer on top of it that feels like a regular
I mean, they
court.
used it in the All-Star game, right? So it has to, at some point, like, it has to be indiscernible from regular court. If it's not, then, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I didn't see nobody complain about it on Twitter or anything.
I'd have to like be on, but like the idea of like that stuff to create fan experience or I guess advertising dollars, right? Is that what everybody's looking for? Ways to generate revenue?
It really is for ads. But, like, what if when Robbie hit, like, a badass 3, like, flames exploded out of his feet? I mean, that would be sick.
That'd be the first time flames exploded out of his feet. I can tell you watching him run. So that'd be the first time anything came out of those feet.
Hey, he's shifty, dude. He's got that off-kilter rhythm.
He is. He's people think he's like a step slow, but he's really 2 steps slow, so it actually throws people off.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Luka thing.
Yeah.
Below hitting speed.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. People underestimate how slow he is.
All right, coming up next, we got another segment with Coach Schertz. We're going to wrap up the show. We also got Ask Wub on Twitter. Look at Carson. He's so happy to see you, Coach. He's got his SLU jersey on. He's got a smile plastered on his face. All right, more Wake Up coming up next. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. We're sitting down here with SLU head coach Josh Schertz. Coach, okay, so Rico Bosco, he's our main college basketball guy.
Yeah.
And a lot, like when we first had you on, he was feeding me some intel. He said he's at his happiest when he's eating and coaching basketball. Leaving me some great articles. I did not know this though. Is this true? Were you a tennis prodigy?
I think prodigy is a strong word, but tennis player. Yeah, I grew up a tennis player.
Were you like a pretty competitive tennis player growing up?
Yeah, I was like a nationally ranked tennis player. Yeah.
Oh, let's go, dude. Do you still play today?
No, look at me. I'm not playing. No. I haven't played in a while. You know, I was playing. Last time I played, I was playing a match. I lived in. I was a D2 coach in Tennessee. I was playing in this league in Knoxville. And I'm in the 3rd set. I'm playing at this, and these guys took it so serious. They're like teaching pros. I was playing at a pretty high level.
Yeah, well, you had to be, yeah.
You know, and so I'm playing, and these guys are like, they're warming up. They got all the AirPods in. I'm just going out with a racket, and I'm playing the 3rd set. And I look down. I don't practice. I don't do anything, and my grip is just filled with blood because I don't have the calluses. I'm like it's 100 degrees outside. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I? So I play some pickleball now and stuff that's a little easier on the body.
Well, so I was going to ask what you think about pickleball.
No, it's fine. It's good for like old people like me that don't do tennis anymore.
So you don't think it's tennis erasure?
No, I don't think so. I think tennis is much more physically
taking over
demanding.
a lot of our spaces, though, dude.
Yeah, no, it is. I know it's gotten super popular. I think tennis is much more competitive to me than pickleball.
For sure.
At least the way I view it. Now, my first time playing pickleball, I went to Colorado. I'm playing. I'd never played before, and I'm doing this Team USA stuff, and I'm playing a doubles with Tommy Lloyd, Grant McCaslin, and John Shire because we're all out there coaching for Team USA under 19, and these guys all have courts in their house, and I've never played before. And it's Shire and I are playing McCaslin and Tommy Lloyd, and I just remember like I kept stepping in the kitchen, which is frowned upon, which I didn't know.
Like
but in tennis, but tennis rules like if the ball's in the air, you want to get as close to net as possible to cut off angles. So I'm just playing the way I play tennis. I've never played pickleball. And Shire's just getting frustrated at me because I keep costing us points because they kept dinging us for me stepping in the kitchen. So that was my first experience. So I've gotten a little better since then.
Did you beat their ass though?
No, Tommy and Grant were too good. They have a course in their house. I mean, I don't, So maybe now I'd be a little more competitive though. Shire's very competitive though. I was very upset with my lack of understanding of the game of pickleball.
Well, it's not intuitive.
Yeah.
It's not intuitive. There's some weird restrictions.
It's
like
very
the serve
weird.
And stay thing, I never really understood.
The third ball you can then take out the air, but not something in the kitchen. It actually takes away angles, and everybody dinks it. So yeah, I've learned to kind of play it, but I certainly still prefer if I could play tennis would be over pickleball.
Coach, what about? Yeah, I think I'm about to have to do it too because my shoulder can't freaking lift it up anymore. What about this though? Tournament time coming up, and obviously you got to take everything one step at a time, right? You're not afforded necessarily the margin of error that some of the bigger schools are. So how do you, because you have such a good team, y'all have been so hot, but basketball being cruel, where you have to peak at that right time, okay? And you're very experienced in this regard. So what's the process there? How do you try to accomplish that?
Great question. I think always we talk a lot about your circumstances as a team are fluid, right? All season. They go up and down. The solutions are not fluid, right? The principles, values, bedrocks, you have to have those in place. And what we talk a lot about with our program is, you have to have things that kind of keep you anchored. There's a big difference in a winning culture and a culture where you can win.
Yeah.
I think in a winning culture, you're kind of a weather vane for results. Results go, and you go as the results do. You win, sky high, you lose, you're discouraged. I think we have a culture where you can win. You have principles, values, standards, bedrocks that can keep you anchored and grounded through the ups and downs of a season. So when we talk about with our guys, from June on, be where your feet are, be present, stack days, grow and learn from every experience, be obsessed with improvement. All these different things that we talk about from June on, those are the same solutions that there are in February to keeping us grounded. Because if we can really be where our feet are, stack days, grow and learn from every experience and take those lessons and fly them forward. If we can really be obsessed with improvement and take the emotion out and not be focused on outcomes, it gives us a chance to hopefully put our heads down. Next thing you look up and we've won 17 games in a row.
Yeah.
But you win 17 games in a row by not focusing on winning 17 games in a row, right? And you make the NCAA tournament and get a good seed and win a championship by not focusing on that. You focus on the bedrocks that have been in place, and that allows you to eliminate, we always talk about internal standards over external conversations. And I think you got to be locked into what you're doing internally.
And I mean, those are all incredible principles that I think could apply to really anything in life, not just sports or basketball. And then once the job is done, then maybe you have a couple beers, have some fun. I think we have video of you buying, is this video of Coach buying drinks? Is this for the fans after the Dayton game?
Yeah.
And the powers that be tried to get you in trouble for this, right?
That was on I think a Twitter account that was parody, but yeah, I didn't get any trouble. Other than my own self in trouble because I was feeling it the next day.
Okay, well I'm glad there was no action taken.
No
This
action.
is what should be happening.
Right.
Yeah, especially this is a man of the people. This is how you get the crowd.
Our fans were awesome that week. We had George Washington and Dayton at home, 2 huge home games. Our student section packed the place out. So I told the staff, I said, I'm going to buy the students. They all go to Humphreys right off campus, this big, bar after games. And I said, I'm going to go buy the students a drink. They were awesome. 2 games, packed out the gills, and cheered us on, put the wind at our back to get 2 wins. I go in. My plan was to buy a round for everybody, all the students. It turned into, when I went to buy the round, hey, help us make drinks. Why don't you help serve? So I was like, I've never done this before. They're like, don't worry about it. So I saw a cocktail with Tom Cruise. I figured it couldn't be that hard. I went in, made some. That's a reference nobody under 50 or no, but no one knows that reference. But I went back, made drinks, and then I served drinks to the students. Then obviously everybody's like, "Oh, do a shot." So I did. And then next thing you know, I went in, I bought drinks for the entire place. I served drinks. I drank, and I paid, and I didn't get tipped. I just literally, everything was, and I don't know that was the experience I was hoping for, that I paid for all the drinks, served everybody, did some shots, and then got no tip, nothing else.
You know what it kind of sounds like? It sounds like being a parent.
Yeah.
It's a very selfless endeavor.
Yeah, it was completely selfless on my part. I went in with good intentions, but yeah, I paid the consequence the next day.
But how about this, Coach? Our research team has put together a graphic here because your son is currently a top 6 scorer in the country.
Yeah.
For coaches' sons.
Yeah, we got to
per
keep
game.
I don't like the fact they got to white out the what the average is. So that just shows.
We gotta keep that,
that just shows.
Small print.
Yeah, small print. Nobody can see that average.
I'm trying to think who would be above him.
Oh, there's one guy that cost us an NCAA tournament bid when I was in the United States. Tucker DeVries is number one for sure. Sam Hoiberg's got to be up there.
That's right.
Fred Hoiberg's kid. Most coaches' kids are not great. The fact that my son averages 0.9 points a game and is 6 out of 15 is more of an indictment to the other people than it is a credit to my son.
Top 6.
Hey, genetics rule. So he's averaging 0.9 points a game more than I would at this level.
Coach, so Loyola tomorrow night. I know it's a big game for y'all. It's a great area to be in. What's SLU got going on? How are you planning on kind of taking advantage of this spot?
Yeah, huge opportunity, national TV. Both teams coming off a bye week. I've been friends with Drew for a long time. Valentine, head coach at Loyola, one of the really bright young coaches in our game. He's fantastic, and so he'll have him ready to go. We got to come out and play well. We got a huge weekend. We got alumni weekend, so we'll have a lot of our fans here, our board of trustees, president. A lot of our athletic administration coming up, and it's a big time. President's unveiling, new president unveiling his objectives, and so athletics is one of those pillars, along with student success and enrollment and research, and so it's a great opportunity to get everybody together up here in Chicago. Unbelievable city, great opportunity for us on national TV to play against a really, I think, a Loyola team that's healthy and coached by one of the best coaches in college basketball. So we're looking forward to it.
This has got to be the best road trip in the A-10, right? I'm trying to think of what are the top 3.
Top 3 road trips. Let's see. I know some not. I won't say because I don't want to put them in trouble. I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say it. Chicago, definitely up there. Philadelphia's cool. The Bronx is cool. We go up to Fordham. I think those are cool. DC's pretty cool. DC, we get GW and George Mason.
Yeah.
So, but I would think Chicago is to me the coolest one of all of them, just because I'm in a Chicago studio, and you guys would be pissed if I said anything else. But no, it's truly it is. I
Big
love
T
Chicago.
hates everything.
No, I mean, dude,
Chicago's awesome.
If you walked outside, you're not.
No, Chicago is a cool. It's the closest one for us too.
Yeah.
And to me, it's I've just always loved Chicago. Love being up here. Actually, I got to get up this summer. I want to get to a game at Wrigley. I haven't done that yet. That's a bucket list.
Oh, it's incredible, dude. Wait, Coach, real quick before we go.
Coach, speaking
Carson's
of things
been
in Chicago,
staring at you all day.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Thank you, Carson.
That.
You said you liked Carson's jersey last time.
God,
He designed these when he was at SLU.
Look at this.
We're gonna have a Coach Schertz sweater. Look at that. It's got the arch right there
and
at the top, dude.
For 18 SLU.
Look at that,
give
dude.
a shout out to SLU Hockey. They
Yes.
set that up for me to help me get it up.
Hey,
for you.
that is awesome. This is definitely going to be worn.
Thanks for coming by, Coach.
Hey,
I
thank
want
you
to
so
see
much,
that on you.
Carson.
I'll see
Appreciate
you
it.
Friday.
Look at that handshake. Great job.
Wow.
Coach Schertz,
There you go.
you're the best. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow for more Wake Up Barstool.